Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you guys here. Today is December 12th, 2019, and it's a Thursday. Welcome to the show. Let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look at what's going on. What's China up to? What are they doing right now in this trade war? China has a strategy, and one of the things that they're doing is they're very quietly ramping up their oil production in Iran right now. There's major oil fields in Iran, and Iran is in one of those situations where, like, who do they sell to? Well, they're ramping up oil production in China. China's ramping up the oil production in Iran. And China, is even though they've went through and undergone a major slowdown in the Chinese economy, and they're undergoing a major slowdown in the Chinese economy, still China uses a lot of oil. Now, something else that China's up to right now is China is dominating the hash rate for 2/3 of the world's crypto network processing power right now. So I'm going to tell you what, for those guys out there who say, oh, these crypto miners in China are not supposed to be there or whatever, the Chinese government will not allow anything to happen in China that they don't want to happen in China. This is simply the way it is. And so they want these crypto miners in China. China wants them there. And they have 2/3 of the world's crypto network processing power. Now what can they do with that 2/3? Whopping, was it 66% or something of the world's crypto network processing power? What can they do with that? Well, they could even, I suppose they could even have a 50% attack on Bitcoin with over half of the network's power. But this also means that Bitcoin are moving into China through the network processing power of China's miners. This also points toward China realizing that Bitcoin has potential. It's as simple as that. Now, let's get in there and really take a look at the markets today. Let's take a look at the silver price today. You know what? It's up 20 cents. That's nice to see, isn't it? 17.04 right now for silver. And a 20% rise in the price of silver. That's nice to see. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's $14.84. And it looks like a $9.70 rise in the price of gold. $1,484.30 for gold. Starting to heat up a little bit, guys. I like to see that, It's so way undervalued. I was listening to a Bill Holter interview this morning on Greg Hunter show, And he's talking about the contracts on the COMEX and how settlement in these contracts on the COMEX, they've been pulling this racket for a long time with gold and silver, creating excess paper short contracts, and flooding the market with them, with more than could ever be delivered, more than all the real gold in the world, So evidently this thing might be pointing toward it coming to a conclusion pretty soon. Because if it's manifest as a failure to deliver, but they'll try to make it last as long as they can. Let's take a look now at cryptocurrency market capitalizations. And we're looking at cryptocurrency basically has been going nowhere the last few days, and it's still not really going anywhere. Staying under $200 billion total market capital. And it's basically been going along sideways. No major moves to the downside, but 72.28 for Bitcoin, 144 for Ethereum, 22.2 cents for XRP, Bitcoin Cash, it looks like $208 and $43.95 for Litecoin. Those are the prices today. Now let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let me refresh the page real quick here. When we see what it's doing. You know what? We're up 149 more points on the day today. I mean, this is just getting almost monotonous. Up, 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 up. It's melting up too fast. I've seen this in markets before. You see a market move up too fast in price, move too high. It's just like the old thing about Icarus. If you remember the tale about Icarus, he made these wings out of wax and bird feathers or whatever, and he flew up too high to the sun, and his wings melted. Well, we all know what happened next to Icarus. Let's take a look now at crude oil today. 58.92 for crude oil, and it's up a little bit, 16 cents on the day, or 20.27%. But, you know, crude oil's kind of going sideways, too. Let's take a look and see if we can pull up the 3-month chart. Come on, 3-month chart. 1-month chart? What are they going to give me? 5-day chart? Yeah, they're going to give me the 5-day chart. Well, you can see it right here on the 5-day chart. Sideways movement in crude oil. Now let's take a look at U.S. Treasuries today. And we see a mixed bag in Treasuries. The short end of the yield curve is not moving much. But the long end of the yield curve, we're getting some fairly significant movement if we stretch all the way out to the 10-year and 30-year. There we're looking at almost 5 basis points, and that's significant. A raise in the 10-year and the 30-year of about 5 basis points. U.S. Treasuries, I keep thinking they're going to go up pretty soon in the future, but they seem to stay down. Anyway, what am I going to say about that? Anyway, let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar index. In my mind, who would want to buy U.S. Treasuries, except the only one that's going to want to buy them is the Fed, And if it wasn't for the Fed buying U.S. Treasuries, I think these yields would really go up significantly. But the Fed's pouring in. They're pouring into U.S. Treasuries. 97.12 on the U.S. dollar index. So it's getting down. It's been drifting downwards a little bit. We're seeing starting to see the front edge of a little bit of a downward trend in the dollar. If we go back out over the 3-month chart, we can see this. See, it started almost 3 months ago, and we're seeing it slowly starting to slide downwards on the dollar index. So once we break down under 97 into the 96s, it's going to start to become obvious that the dollar's slipping a little bit. This is going to be bullish for gold and silver, guys. The dollar's slipping. Okay, guys, thank you for listening to this report. I really need those thumbs up. Really appreciate those thumbs up. And we'll catch you guys again very, very soon. Bye-bye, and you guys have a great day.